So we're going in now to round 4, I believe, of the AAA, which started. They're one round ahead of the AA and single A.
Right.
Because of course they do 10 rounds, whereas the other teams do fewer. This is Team Monaco.
Yep, I've met them many a time. They've joined at Bodyflight Bedford, and they're looking good. They're looking smooth, and that's just the suits.
I always wonder if they're sponsored by Marlboro, but I believe not.
You can't do that now, can you?
Oh, a bit of a meltdown, you know.
Yeah, lost that there.
When you said about Monaco at Bodyflight, I did remember they're probably the best meltdown we've ever seen in history, and I wasn't going to mention it, but maybe I just jinxed them by thinking it.
Is that what it was? You've used your Jedi mind trick. So what, Leslie, some of our guests here, these competitors have not been in this tunnel. They've had very, very little time in the tunnel. What do you think the difference with having this size of tunnel and the atmosphere and all of a sudden all of this glass? I mean, the tunnels that I've been in haven't, to be honest, I haven't seen so much glass, etc. What difference does that make?
Let's go back to that in a minute, shall we?
Yeah, I think we should. They're not messing around, are they?
That's more or less their signature block, the surf turf they managed to make.
Wow. There
There's
is a fight
solo,
on, isn't there?
yeah.
I've got goosebumps.
There's a solo there, there's a 540, and with most of the other teams, you feel like you're waiting for him because he does have twice as far
And
to go
that's
as
Dennis,
anyone
is that doing all the work? Well, not doing all the work, excuse me.
Yeah, but he'll swap with Andy because it's a swap slot as well. So one of them will do it one time and one the next. But they managed to make it look just like any other block.
So
here we have.
Is this Thunder? Is it
Thunder?
Yeah.
The Belgian team. Great team. Does a lot of coaching and a lot of work to bring up other teams. Been around the sport for years.
Yes, they have, and always smiling. Good people.
And they're on form. They train every year in Eloy with Thomas Hughes. And they just get on really well. It's unusual to see a team keep all 4 members together
for so
for
long.
7 years.
Yeah, most certainly. And I think that's why they're pulling off what they're pulling off right now, look.
Yeah, they're phenomenal.
Wow. Great. And yeah, they're chuffed with that.
Yes.
And rightfully so.
And outside the tunnel, they look like just your average group of guys.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the others look like athletes. But they go in that tunnel and they're well named with Thunder because they just go on fire.
Yeah. And if they haven't had much time here, do you know? Are they...
I don't know how much time they've had here to train in this tunnel.
It's
but I know they do a lot of coaching in Roosendaal. They fly in airspace. There's a new tunnel in Belgium, Liège, that they've been flying in. It's not quite open yet. It's a bit of a construction site, but they've been in there.
They're popping up everywhere, aren't they?
This is a Inflight Dubai Black that we're looking at now. One of the local teams.
I do love these shots. You can really see what's going on.
And again, the standard that these guys have reached from nowhere.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
I think Craig and Eliar, they've just done a great job, haven't they?
And of course, it's easy for the rest of the world to look and almost be a little envious of a professional team that's their full-time job is to skydive. But sometimes that can actually be counterproductive when it's your own desire and motivation to be a world champion. Then it's easier to put absolutely everything into it. If it's your job, then it can become hard to find the motivation, especially as some of these guys were virtually plucked off tandem jumps.
Yeah, I heard you saying earlier, incredible. Hadn't even done a tandem, I think. Did you say one of the...
Yes, Ileana was introduced to, this is our new team member, and she said, how long you've been jumping, and he was literally waiting to do his tandem.
Wow.
So,
but obviously the passion's there, and the passion shows. And
well, I think if Craig and Ileana coach you, then anyone would have passion.
yeah.
Craig's flying in with this team now. It's got the second Dubai team here, Dubai Gold.
Talking of Craig, I just think of him. I remember Paul Mayer and Lana. He married them away. Did you know that?
Yes. Did you know that?
I was there, and it was fantastic. Can you believe that? And what a great time we had. What a lovely wedding it was. Yeah, and there was Craig Gerrard at the top of the aisle, reading their vows.
Which they wrote themselves.
Yes, and was
cat.
very funny, and suited definitely both of them. And while I have this moment, I just want to thank Paul Mayer for letting me come out, and having this invitation is wonderful, and being so looked after and having a great time.
Oh, I thought you were going to thank him for his wedding there. I was wondering if you were going to say hello to
thanks
your
for
mum
that
next.
invitation as well, but no, all at Body Flight Bedford. It's I'm a very lucky man to be here, and very appreciative. Thanks to Paul Mayer and the team. Now, some of them do not have gloves, Leslie. What does that mean? Because I'm led to believe I thought you
Probably
had to
means
wear
they're
gloves.
feeling the heat. They are Russian, aren't they?
Tell
and
them
it is
slow
hot
down.
here.
Boom.
You don't have
just you do not have to.
You
right.
don't have to have the white gloves. It just assists the judges in seeing that you definitely have the point.
Right.
But they used to clearly have a contrast between the colour of their hands and the black suits. If they were wearing flesh-coloured suits, it might be a problem.
Right.
Most of the teams wear gloves to aid visibility, and also for practical reasons. When you're jumping outside and you have canopies lines to deal with, holding
Yes.
onto the aircraft, it gives you a bit more grip and protects your hands a little more.
Personally, I don't like wearing them jumping or in the tunnel, but everyone has their preferences. There's Marco Arrigo there with his pink helmet. He'll tell you it's magenta, but I call it pink. Marco Arrigo.
Yes, well, he was our coach on the ladies' team, and he shaves his legs more often than we do, let's put it that way.
Do you know what, with Marco, that does not surprise me. What a wonderful guy, absolutely wonderful guy. He's coaching...
This is their player coach, Tenani. Next up we have Le Gavroche from France.
Yeah. How are they doing? They're usually looking hot. For those of you at home that would like to check the scores, check the manifest maybe, see what's going on, you're more than welcome. You can check it out.
Yeah, the scores are on the in-time scoring system.
A little bit of a fumble there at out of the door, but they've got it going.
You're a very, very long-running team. How many years in a row have they done the Body Flight Challenge?
Quite a few. Yeah, I've welcomed them. I've welcomed them into the tunnel. Yes, many years. I wouldn't like to say actually, Leslie, but and I think it's the same lineup still as well, is it not?
I think so.
Yeah.
All ex-world champions, keeping flying just for the love of it. I don't think they do much outside. I think they're just a tunnel team. Well,
Right.
I say just a tunnel team.
Yeah,
just a phenomenal
pop along
tunnel
to
team.
yeah. You can see there all the people that are coming to. There's lots of room to spectate. There's plenty of room here. It really, really is beautiful. There's a lot of people who have come here purely just to support, come and watch. And don't forget, for viewers at home, if you want to give us a shout out, say hello to somebody, say hello to your team, give out your support, say hello to Regan, Dommy, Leslie, I don't know, people in the background, Steve Hamilton, etc. Anybody that's here, there's many of us here, then please give us a shout, give us a message. I heard Katie Woods was giving out shouts. Hi, Katie. And James Woods. I was the cameraman for ACM. James Woods.
And also, if you just tune in at home, if you're waking up in Europe or you're waking up in America and you've missed the live stream, then there's a few ways you can catch up. You can watch the playback on the great site, the Inflight Dubai Clash of Champions website. You can go to skydivemag.com and also watch the live stream, but you can see the updates that we've been putting on, the round-to-round coverage. Or you can just tune in, watch the live stream now, and watch the rest of it later.
Yeah, everything's going on in the background. There's so much going on here to make this happen. There's a big team here at Inflight Dubai, and a wonderful team. And I'd like to thank Alex, Freddie, and Ricardo and them for inviting me over here. I really am having a wonderful time. Absolutely brilliant. We've had a few days of rubbish weather, but now today the sun's come out, the competition's on, and it is hot inside, just as hot as it is outside. There's a big competition going on. There's a big fight.
So this is the Russians infringers.
They're looking smooth. They're looking like they're just taking each point.
It's a phenomenal standard.
Yeah.
All the way through the AAA teams. Absolutely phenomenal. There isn't an average team here. They're all great. Truly well-named Clash of Champions.
So as I was saying earlier, Leslie, do you think the difference of a tunnel coming here, different environment, that's got to make some difference to those of the home teams here, surely?
Well, it's like any competition, any international competition. It always helps if you get there a few days early and check yourself in to familiarise yourself.
Yeah.
To familiarise yourself with the environment, whether that's a tunnel environment or whether we're talking about getting used to the drop zone, the planes, the manifest, the calls. The more time you spend getting familiar before the meet, then the less susceptible you are to competition pressure when the meet itself starts.
Just getting yourself comfortable, getting your slippers on, getting your pipe out. And I mean, we're 4 hours difference from the UK, and I arrived early hours of the morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning I arrived at the hotel. And that's taken me a few days, to be honest, to...
Yes, and then you've got teams like Airspeed that have come from America, that probably come the furthest. You know, they're the ones that are like, and they've got Australian guys as well.
Yeah.
You know, waking up in the middle of the night with jet lag is not conducive to doing your best competition performance the next day. So this all plays a part in it. Having said that, then to settle in at this beautiful tunnel is not hard. The facilities are fantastic.
Yeah.
The people are so friendly and welcoming. It doesn't take you long to feel at home here. But we've seen the atmosphere building up here the last few days. As more and more teams arrive, it's been getting busier and busier. More people viewing the teams that are training. More applause. DJ's been keeping us all ramped up. You can definitely feel that pre-meet excitement. And this morning, the place was positively throbbing. I think we were just so excited to start the meet.
Yeah, you could feel that tension. Everyone just wanted to get it going, get that first round going so everyone can just calm their nerves. So this is the French team, I believe, isn't it?
No, it's Canada Evolution.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, of course, there's Benoit. And Ben I've jumped with quite a few times. He was player coach for ACM. He came out, was jumping at Langer. And we'd been out a few times after a training camp, etc. And what a lovely guy. Really, really lovely people. And so talented, not only as four-way flyers, but also as dynamic flyers as well.
Yeah, and you got three brothers in there, Vince, Martin, and Ben LeMay.
Is it three?
Yes.
Oh, right.
And they're sons of Martin LeMay, who was also Canadian national team. So it's keep it in the family. They keep going like the Olympic torch, the LeMay brothers.
Here we go.
And here we go. It's Airspeed.
This is what everybody's looking out for. This is the fight.
I'm also doing a phenomenal 3, the surf turf.
You keep going with the surf turf. I thought that was something that I have of an evening and that I enjoy very much with a prawn. What's the surf turf, Leslie?
It's this one where the guy does the 540 right there.
Yeah.
The other 3 don't have much to do. You just kind of pull and push the piece around the other person. It's the show-off block.
And it's keeping this energy, keeping this pace going. It's keeping the energy. Wow. Yeah, they're happy with that, and so they should be. Another great round. I wonder how that's going to be up against Hayabusa.
Let's see if we've got any scores in, shall we? From
there's Solly Williams,
and we're starting to get the scores in from round 3.
Oh, exciting times!
Where Wimby Leal, that's the All-Stars team with the ex-French national team, and Roy.
Yeah.
They got 30 points for round 3, beating Airspeed by 1 on that.
Whoa!
But of course, already being a couple of points behind. That's not going to put them in the lead, but that's going to hurt Airspeed, of course. But Hayabusa yet to be scored for that round.
Only time will tell. And if you've just come online and you're just listening now, do you remember you can look at these scores. You can keep up to date. You can check with Manifest the scoreboard, etc. You can see everything that's going on. And don't forget, if you want to win yourself an iPad, Inflight Dubai are pulling out all the stops, even for you at home. Even if you're a viewer, you can put in a wonderful picture via Instagram, via Facebook, and you could be a winner of a beautiful iPad. So get those photos in, folks. If you're listening in, friends, family, all at home, we want to see a funny photo that stands out, and you could win yourself a lovely prize. And for those of you that haven't been listening, there is a massive, humongous amount of 200, yes, I did say 200,000 US dollars worth of cash prizes that Inflight Dubai are putting forwards for the competitors. So then, Leslie, who have we got here? This is the girls. This is the French girls. Yes, it is. It's the all 4 female team. There you go. There's all the viewers there, etc. Everyone giving all their support.
Yeah, if you want to get the latest scores, especially on the 4-way, then you do need to go to the In-Time website. The Inflight Dubai Clash of Champions website is getting the scores put up, but the absolute latest scores are on the In-Time website.
Up to date, are they?
Which you'll find on nspace.co/za/intime, or you can just Google In-Time scoring system.
Thank you for that, Leslie.
You were saying earlier about the difference the big tunnel makes, and I think particularly it makes a big difference for some of the larger teams.
Yeah.
The smaller teams, the iFly Singapore, the youngsters or the small female teams, then they've always got enough room in the tunnel. When you're talking about teams like these guys, a lot heavier, a lot more mass, a lot more surface area, then they've got a bigger space there to play with. They're not going to collide into the wall or find themselves squashed out of room.
Yeah.
So it's a more level playing field for them.
Now, for the viewers at home that have not been in a competition, do not skydive.
Oh, this is the Golden Knights
here
4-way.
they are, the girls. Yeah. Can you push off of the glass if you wanted? If
Yes.
your foot was to touch the glass?
Yes, you can.
Oh, we've got Dommy in the background giving a no, and I've got Leslie next to me giving a yes. Is there what's
The rules were in Prague. said that you weren't allowed to push off the walls. Steve
And Pete.
Hamilton and Pete have changed the rules here and said that contact with the walls or with the floor is not necessarily an infringement.
Okay, and how would that be? I've got Dommy in the background. Dommy, how would that be in dynamic? That's okay? If you'd lose time, wouldn't you? Obviously, and it would a bit of rhythm, but yeah, that would be allowed. She's nodding in the background there.
Steve Hamilton's their rationale for saying that contact with the wall wasn't an issue was to say, firstly, that mostly it's not an advantage. Generally, when teams touch the wall, it's because they've had a bit of a fracas or a bit of a funnel or a bit of an enthusiastic close of a block. So
rather than using it as an advantage,
yes.
to try and get, which I couldn't see it would do anyway. It would slow you down, I would have thought. But and what about touching the net? What about if you were to touch the net at the bottom?
Touching the net is okay, but if you stop actually flying and put both feet on the net, then you're deemed to be standing up, and then at that point you would stop scoring.
Wow. Okay.
Because we can't really just stand up and move our hands from one grip to another.
Sausage grab, just for These angles, these views are fantastic. But I agree, I heard Dommy and Regan chatting earlier. Not so easy to see the grips there with the white arms, sleeves, followed with the white gloves.
Well, I'm sure that'll be pointed out to them by the judges.
Yeah.
There's always a lot of feedback at the end of a competition between competitors.
And constructive, to do further.
And judges, they're very helpful in telling you things like that you can do to change.
We've got a mix up here. We've got Aaron Faith, we've got Gareth Hicks and Anna Hicks from NFTO, and Debbie Lamsley with ACM. ACM, I'm cameraman for ACM, and we've had quite a year this year. Gareth was unable to get to the Nationals. Debbie had an unfortunate bad landing and broke her wrist. So we had James Woods.
For the second time.
Hiya, Hurry, if you're listening. And then literally we couldn't do the last couple of rounds at the Nationals because we couldn't continue. Lynn was jumped in for us. And then she had to go to work, so we never did finish off. But we were very pleased with the effort that we made. We'll see what we can do in the next couple of years. But I'm proud and love flying with the guys. And there's Anna will be at the World Air Games with NFTO with Annie, Maria and Ray.
The UK ladies four-way team.
Yes.
I believe she's taken a sabbatical from the army for a few years.
Yes, she is. I was chatting to her the other night, and this is where she's really going to. They're going to get some real hard training in, and they're going to go for it. And she's looking forward to that.
So we've got the third Dubai Asar team in here.
This standard, Leslie, I mean, all of this is just fantastic. There is no average, is there? There's just, this really has brought people from all over to come here. Do you think that's a lot to do with the
massive amount of prize money, perhaps?
do you think that's got a little bit to do with it? Or do you think this is purely just, the fact of coming to such a wonderful place as Dubai and taking it all in?
Well, I think it's everything. It's also the opportunity at the end of the year to have another competition against the very best. If these really, really top teams, it's hard to continue pushing yourself if you're way, way ahead of the other teams in your class. If you just stay in a national environment and you've been the national team for a few years, then it's hard to go to nationals and consistently increase your score year after year.
And experience and get the competition feel, get the nerves, how to handle it. Here we've got Malbouge.
But if you then put yourself in an international competition environment where you've got other people that push you, then you know that you've got to be on your game. You know you've got to be best to win. You've really got to pull it out the bag.
I do love this sport though, Leslie. You go from one place to another, and it's just like bringing a mass of us, and here we are at this wonderful place of Dubai, and beautiful, beautiful tunnel, and it's just great to see everybody. Absolutely, the atmosphere is wonderful. Malbouge doing well there.
When we meal, this is it's most of the French national team that was Maubeuge. So Mathieu, Guillaume, and Julien, and flying with Roy.
Oh, excuse me.
So we got a phenomenal start to the competition with Hayabusa and a phenomenal finish here from Weeby. That concludes round 4, I believe, of the AAA four-way.